So what is computational creativity? Typically, we think of computers as tools, right? So tools that help us do things, perhaps like a super complicated wheel or a super complicated hammer, but definitely on that same spectrum, a tool. And yet, computational creativity looks at computers as things that create in their own right or that co-create with us. Perhaps in the same way as another human could be co-creative with us, right? Let's say if you're working with somebody else on a piece of art, visual art or music. So we can divide computational creativity into two main parts. The first is sometimes called co-creativity, or the title that I like a little bit less, which is weak CC, weak computational creativity. And the idea is that that's where computational creativity helps us humans be creative in a meaningful way, perhaps similar to how another human would be creative, or perhaps in some other way, right? Perhaps the biggest misconception with artificial intelligence in general, and with computational creativity in particular, is that AI is trying to create humans. It's not. It's trying to create intelligence in general. Or in case of CC, it's trying to create things that are creative, but not necessarily in the same way as humans. Often computers have very different strengths and weaknesses from us, and a direct comparison either leaves us feeling upset that we're not good enough all of a sudden, or it leaves us feeling that computers are just pointless and they're not good enough, and why are we even trying to go after AI? Right? So I think it's important to think of AI as something that can be fundamentally different from us, with different strengths. All right. Strong CC is this much more ambitious idea of a computer being an artist by itself, without any human interaction with it, which is what Aaron was, that very first talk that I mentioned where I met Harold Cohen. Is his system, Aaron, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about, is autonomously creative. It creates art at a click of a button. Just one button, and it makes all the art by itself. It's really amazing. One of the main challenges there is this notion of evaluation. One of the things that makes human artists is that they can not only create art, but they can also select from their own art. It's almost stereotypical to have an artist create an opera or a painting and then throw it in the garbage. This is horrible, right? Or on the other hand, to select that one aria or that one song or piece of art that they're really proud of. This ability to judge your own work is very important and is one of the main challenges in computational creativity, to have machines being able to evaluate what they create. And this whole idea of expert system, I should mention also that Harold Cohen's Aaron is also an expert system. So both David Cope and Harold Cohen were artists in their domain, artists and a musician, respectively. And so they knew how to get the computer to do what it did. And so they fed in the rules. Okay? This is how things used to be done. And it could achieve really amazing things. But this is not really how things are done nowadays. So I'll talk to you a little bit more later about how machine learning is applied to this. Essentially allowing people who are not artists, who don't know how to do this, to create machines that can be artists. It's pretty crazy.